Helmseye.
So in this episode we're looking at patrol, blockade and spy and how we can do them. Now I'm not going to do blockade because I'm not a pirate, I'm an explorer. But if you want to go into piracy, that's what you do. However, when you do that, remember you want to take into account how strong the starport and the military are here. Now this looks like a bad place to be a pirate because there's a lot of military. Obviously other places, like here, the military's less. So there are obviously planets that are going to be better for piracy than others, but we're not pirates. If we do patrol, this is where we're going to be able to see how we can protect local traffic as a favour to the local navy. So if we want to increase our reputation, which we do want to do, and remembering that we are with the Javat clan, that's an easy way of doing it, but it does take time. So just remember what I said earlier, with some of these missions there is always a time limit, so we need to be aware of the time limit. And the same is true for spying as well, to spy to steal valuable intel from the transmissions of the local faction. Well, the local faction is actually a faction we like, but it doesn't mean we can't spy on them. So we did have a couple of crew members, you remember, where I specifically chose something that will tell us about spies, will help us with spy cards. So we're going to now do a bit of spying. Let's see how we get. So you'll see here we've got the espionage sweep. So when spying in the orbit of a system, remove a risk card. So you'll see here, oh, this is a nasty one, isn't it? Death among the crew. So because we've got a doctor on board, it could be prevented, but you know, sometimes doctors get killed, especially if they're combat ones. Ship danger, we could lose components, but then we got here, we gather actual records. So what we do is we'll play that card and we'll get rid of deadly accident. Oh, and we end up with ship danger. Okay, typical. Okay, so it took 1 week and we used up 7 units of water fuel. Now, rolling a skill save, which was apparently me, strong 20 plus the standard 6, versus the world, strong plus standard 19. So can you see this world is not an easy place to spy in? But we passed the pilot and quickness test. We were caught in a dangerous debris field. The crew's fast response allowed us to get clear of it without any significant damage to the ship. Do we want to repeat? Well, let's have a look. This is the handy thing. You can look, but you don't have to do it. So now we've got 3 danger cards and 2 green. Well, now that we haven't got anything to help us, we're not going to spy again. So let's try patrolling. Now patrolling, we've got 3 danger cards and 2 friendly cards. We'll get something good out of it. Well, this one is coming across a bounty hunter ship. They're quite tough. Using extra fuel and time or damage. So we'll use our methodical sweep. We've got one of those and we'll get rid of that one. And we're left with a good one. So we've gained 5 reputation. But we've lost 1 with House Thulan. So obviously there's always a price to pay, isn't there? So Thulan aren't quite so happy. And it took 5 days and we used 7 points of fuel. So we're not going to do any more. I just want to do that to show us how it works. The arc sensor contact captain. So arc sensor contact. Do we want to fight them? It's a smuggler. Do we want to retreat? Or do we want to bribe them? Or do we want to surrender? Well, obviously what we're going to do is we are going to fight them, because we want to see how that works. So we're fighting a smuggler. So now we've got a lovely example of how we get going. This is us. We've got 29% armour. They've got more armour than us. We've got 1400 hull. They've got a huge amount of hull, 2000. We've got 100% engine, so have they. We've got a 19% shield. They've got 33%. And we've got 112 orc morale, whereas they've got -1 hostility. But they have got orc 101 morale. So they are a bit tougher than us. They've got 8 reactor points. We've got 8 reactor points. And this is how we spend reactor points. So on weapons, you see that the range of what we've got is we have to be a bit closer. Preferably ranges 2 to 4. So we can fire our 2 missiles. They cost 2 AP to fire, which basically means 2 reactor points. We can move, so we can advance. So we're going to try and move forward to close the range from 5 to 4. And we're going to fire 2 sets of missiles. But we also have talents. So do you remember when we were going through the crew, we were looking at all the different types of talent they have. So we have this one here, which is where we can buff the ship and help our defense. Well, we're going to do that because that means in the next turn we'll have more reactor points. And if we get closer, it means we can fire more weapons. So let's try that. See what happens. Well, we've managed to hit them for a bit of damage. They were trying to escape. They failed. So now we've got 10 reactor points because we chose that talent. So again, we can only fire 2, it seems, which is a shame because they actually seem to have moved back 1. They've kept the range at 5. So we'll fire them again. We can move. And we can now do another talent. Well, this time what we'll do is we'll see if we can do this. It says targeting lock. Once a lock is established, your enemy is less likely to escape. If any ship weapons hit, the crippling attack causes -10 armor, -20 escape for the next 3 turns. So that sounds good. So let's try that, see if we can have any effect on them. So we do hit them. They hit us. And we've closed range. So now we're at 4. We've still got the 10 reactor because I think it's for 3 turns. So now we've got a whole bunch of weapons we can fire. So these cost 3 each. This one costs 2. So the most effective thing to do is obviously to fire 2 3s because they're more powerful. 110 to 130 in comparison to the missiles, which are 30 to 80. And we can fire the Imperator, which is 116 to 136, which is nice. And that's a 2 as well. So we've spent 8, and we'll fire 1 weapon system, so we've used all 10. So this one we're not going to move, because that costs points, reactor points. We're just going to attack. And we're going to use a talent to help us. So we've already got this one, which is the active effect of engine precision. So what we'll do is we'll now do +15 accuracy and +10 critical for 3 turns. So that will help us with our shooting. And let's see how we get on. Yeah, that's quite a lot of damage we're doing on him. Less damage on us, it seems. And he's failed to retreat. And that might be partly due to the fact that we've got those active effects. Right, now we're back to 8 reactor points because that talent has worn out. So we would like to move because I'd like to try and show you what boarding looks like. So we'll try and close in, and that's used 4 points. So it leaves us 4 points. So we're actually going to have to go for this one for 2 and a missile for 2. We can't use our bigger ones because they're 3 each, and I want to make the most of the 4 points. We're going to do another talent. So this time what we'll do is we will do evasive maneuvers, or shall we do sharp steering? Actually, we do sharp steering because that means we've got a better chance of making sure we do close the range. So let's do that. Yeah, they've hit us for quite a lot of damage as well. About the same, it looks like. Ah! I can't show a boarding action because we've already beaten them. Okay, so we now have a choice of things to do. We've all gained 60 experience points in total, which is nice. And now we have a choice of what we want to do to them. We can destroy them. Well, that'll give us a major reputation loss. We can ransom them. But we moderate reputation loss for ransoming the crew. We can take their fuel. If we were in desperate straits, sometimes you might want to do that. But that is a crime because we're stealing. Looting the cargo. This is piracy. So, funnily enough, we would actually lose reputation for that. Or we've defeated the enemy ship in battle. As the victors, we'll decide when to resume course and travel on. So what are we going to do? Well, I think that we've taught these smugglers a lesson, so we're going to leave. So now we can go, if we press the back button down here, we can see the map where we want to go next. If we look at the missions, we've got the one-way shipper. That's got a range of 24 away, and we've got 27 weeks to do it. Well, I'm actually going to do this one first because this one doesn't have a time limit on it, and this one does. So let's do that so that we can make a little bit of money. And there it is. We're here. That's where we're going. So we can either press navigate or we can just press the space bar. So let's do that. Now, as we travel, you'll notice that we may come across something else. We've also suffered a compartment damage. I don't know why. We've extinguished the fire. Okay. And here we are. We've got 2 places to go. So, again, we've got Fairbright Holding, population, and farming. Now, do you remember that we purchased some medical goods? So let's see if any of these planets, which one likes it the most. Remember, we've got these are all highlighted in blue, which means that we can actually use these facilities. Now, you'll notice in that combat we just had with a smuggler, we have lost a little bit of reputation with Thulan. So if we're at a Thulan planet and we've been doing nothing but attacking their smugglers or pirates or whatever else, we could, of course, now find ourselves where we can land on the planet, but we wouldn't get any of the services offered. So that's another fun part of the game. So before we land and complete our mission, we just want to look at some of the detail. So again, we've got the population's high in this one. Well, that's not surprising because it's a population planet. We're told it's a large desert world planet with a dense atmosphere. And also, on this one, it's a farming planet. But let's look here. We've got some reds, which means we need to give them attention. First of all, 2 of our ship's components are damaged, so we need to repair them. 5 crew have dangerously low health. Oh dear, so we need to get them to a doctor. And also 1 crew member has unpredictably low morale, less than 50. So we need to sort out morale, which we can do in a bar. And we need to sort them out of a doctor, which this has a doctor, as does this one. But again, we can look at the extras. Here, we've got a contact here. So that's important for us. And also a mission. So this is telling us we've got a mission. So let's land here, fulfill the mission, see what that does. So now we're on the planet and we've got some activity going on here telling us we need to do something. So let's look at the ship first. Well, we need to pay to get refueled. We need to repair. Oh dear, I took some big losses, didn't I, in that attack. There we are. So we've repaired. We're not going to upgrade. Spice Hall. There are wounded. So let's pay for the wounded. So they've been helped. Now here we're going to help with their morale. See, their morale is a bit lower. So it's telling us we can entertain them and to raise their morale. So it says at this Spice Hall, each crew will gain between 4 and 9 morale whenever you pay the time and credits for leave. So this is another element to the game. Remember we were talking about how you have to get some jobs done in a certain amount of time. Well, obviously if you're suffering from low morale and you have to spend time to get it up, that eats into your activity. So anyway, let's get their morale up so everyone's a bit happier. Now, we do have room for a new recruit. We've got 7 recruits available on this planet. And we've got space for 1. See, here it's telling us there's 1 empty bed in the ship's barracks, which we could fill with a new recruit. So, if we now wanted to take advantage of, say, getting a swordsman, which is good for boarding, or a pistolier, or soldiers, or we can get something that helps us with the ship. So, that's where you can choose. And the type of crew that are available does depend on the planet. So that's another fun element to the game. Where do I want to get the people from? And now here's the painful bit. As any business owner will tell you, we have to pay our people's wages. So pay the wages. And that helps their crew. The crew morale. Again, because we're Clan Javat, it's telling us also what the feeling is of the planet we're on. The trade law is high. So do you remember we looked at the black market? Well, the black market is only available in a place where the trade law is 3 or less. So we know there's no black market here, which is just worth knowing. Let's look at the exchange. Well, we've got basic medicines, and the price per unit is 154. Well, we bought them for 104. So that means we've made a profit of 49 per unit. Well, that is a good profit, I think. So we are going to sell. So there we are. We made a little bit of money there. What are we going to buy? Well, on a planet like this, edible plants, synthetic food, raw spice. But we need a permit. We haven't got a permit. Leather, frozen foods, luxury rations, crude, vodka, and clothing. Well, what should we go for? I think let's buy something with the most potential profit. So there's about 11 difference there, 13 difference there, 9 difference there. It looks like edible plants is the right one to go for. So we'll buy that. So with the profit we just made, we'll buy some more. Okay. One-way shipper. So now that we have a choice of how we do it, it says our local allies have reserved a room in the spice district where we can meet and complete our business, or we can try again later. No, we're going to just get paid. And now we've got +3 rep with Clan Javat, which is good because that's who the clan we're in. But also we've gained +4 with Falcon de Saunière, which is the smuggler. So we've gained 1 influence who's gained influence himself through our actions. So we'll also notice later that there will be something to do with how their influence increasing will help us. We'll see how that works out. And it's taken 3 days. So here's our contact here. A retired explorer. Well, we like the idea of exploring. Can we access the black market? Oh, yes we can. Ready to visit. So let's see what we can do here. Now, remember we deliberately chose people that would help us with the black market. So we can get rid of one of these red cards. Which one? Hostile security patrol attacks. All illegal cargo is gone. Well, we haven't got any. Our contact could lose influence. Well, we could get over that, I think. So let's get rid of that one. We learn a rumour. Great. So we can find out how rumours work. So, we have greased the palms and talked our way into the illicit trading house. Word of rumour filtered down to us. We've learned a new rumour. Pirate swarming chameleon. Oh, I wonder where that is. And that took 5 days to find out. So, we've got a rumour. We can repeat. We've got 3 red, 2 green. So, remember, we don't have to do it. We can just look. So, we can learn a rumour, or we can get a free trader permit if we're lucky, or we can lose a crew member or take damage to the captain. So, we're not going to do any more. We're out of that one. There we are. So, we had access to the black market. That's interesting to know. So let's go back. Trade permits. So we're allowed to get a trade permit. So we'll buy that. We can hire a recruit. So remember I mentioned earlier you can either get them as a crew or we can get them as an officer. There's no empty cabins for a new officer. So I'm obviously at my officer limit. But I can get a crew member because I do have room for 1 crew. So I can get an Exo Scout as a crew. So let's do that because I've got no idea what that means. So great. Mission. Again, we need to prove ourselves. We can do what? We are headed out to pick up a transport case from a friendly independent world and return it safely to the retired explorer. So we go somewhere, pick something up and come back. There's no hyperwarp jump, so it's not too far away, and we'll be paid 6,000 for doing it. Well, we'll accept that and come out. Great. So, we've refueled, cheered everyone up with spice. We've done a little bit on the exchange. The only thing we've got left to do is find our way to this other planet and decide what we're going to buy and sell. So let's have a look at the map. We're going to go to, if we do this one, oh no, if we do the return shipping, what is the planet we're going to go to? Does it tell us? Must do. No, we'll have to do it through, we'll pick the waypoint and we'll have to do it through the map. So we'll look at the map. Where are we? Lavetonia, which is farming and a refinery. Okay. Oh, forgive me. That's wrong. That's definitely the wrong button. So I think we can. We're down here, I think. So because it's we've got farming or refineries. Let's see what it is we want to buy. Refining or farm. So we can. There it is. So we can definitely get healed up if anything goes wrong, but not so much on where we're going, because that's the independent refinery. But that's another clan Javat, which has got to be a good thing. And we're going to stay in the same zone. Yeah. Okay. So, let's make our way there. First things first though, we lost 10, we lost 10, why was that? Because of conflict of a trade ban, oh I see. Our morale has been risen, and we've completed our mission. Yeah, good, okay. So, we've also found out that somebody has gained a new talent, so let's do that. The crew. Look at the crew, and we're going to see how can we filter leveling. So this is who needs to level up. This is our Exo Scout that we've just had join the crew. So an Exo Scout, so what can they do? Persistent search, we've got that as the captain, I think. Oh, this is her attacking features. A rifle attack. Interesting. A scout's intuition. So she's obviously good with rifles and also with being a scout. So I'll tell you what, let's do a crippling rifle attack. Let's learn that one. Great. That's Ivy. Good name for an explorer, I expect. Right. Oh, no crew. Right, yeah, because we've done that. So we want to buy something. We bought edible plants, didn't we? Now, do we want to buy anything else because we know where we're going? We're going to a farming world. Oh, we can now buy spice because we've got the permit. But our cargo is full. So that's what you would call bad planning, Richard. Okay, never mind. So we will navigate to where we're going next. And pick something up, bring it back. And also, hopefully... bounty hunter. So, this is a clan Javat. So that's actually the same clan as us. So we don't want to do anything bad to them, because at this point we're not interested in losing any reputation. We can still our engines and allow the ship to approach. We'll allow them to board and search our ship. We can do that. If we surrender to this clan, they will board and search our ship. They may loot our cargo and take any mission items, passengers or prisoners that we have on board. Oh, we better not do that then. Okay, so we're going to retreat. And we did get experience for that. Okay, well that's good. So we'll continue. Okay, so now we've landed, or we've arrived where we want to land, and we'll see if we can make a profit and also do the mission, and we'll do that in our next video.
Helmseye.